Enough said. Understand that completely.
Oh my gosh. What's up, everybody? We are back. Countdown Podcast.
Hey, what episode are we on? 5?
We are on 5.
5. That's right. 5. So
No, we just did 5. We're on 6 right
we're
now.
on 6, baby. 6. That's right. Yeah.
Which is rest. This is an interesting one. It's weird.
No, it's a great one. No, it's a great one.
Interesting is great.
Okay.
Yeah.
You kids these days in your lingo, I'm not sure if what you are saying is actually what you are meaning.
I learned it from you.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
You're being split yourself. Anyways,
That's fair. Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, actually, that's a great intro. You're hacking out a lung, and I was just thinking about it. Like, okay, so, yeah, you're sick in many ways. And so, where we're at, so again, I don't want to go through all the episodes and stuff like that, but our main focus with Countdown 2 is to develop um, a process, a goal that you're going to go out and reach and grab for, and then reverse engineer it. Usually around 90 days or something like that is ideal. Um, it, I won't go through each episode what we've broken down to get to our goal that I'll speak to in a minute here. But every aspect of that goal leads to hopefully a successful goal that you're going to accomplish. So if it's a marathon, if it's losing weight, if it's financial health, even, I mean, just whatever it may be, these are the breakdown steps of it. We're at rest, which I don't think, society does anyways well. But we're right at the point where in 5 days, dude, bro, we're riding Moab in 5 days. Mountain biking Moab in 5 days. That was our goal. This is not a mountain bike podcast. This is a podcast on getting from A to B, and whatever that awesome goal is what the goal is. Too many goals in this word, but it's ours is Moab. We've always wanted to ride Moab. We're doing the whole enchilada, which is a group of trails that is 28 miles, 1,200 feet climbing elevation, but we're way high in the mountains to begin with. What'd you say the elevation is at the top?
about 12,000. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. It is
11,600, 200, something like that. Whatever it's high. So, I mean, it's going to be awesome because it's all downhill, except for the 1,200 feet climb. But it's chunky, it's gnarly, and so that's in 5 days, and we're sitting there going, hey, this is a great place to put rest in because we're coming up on it. Our bodies need rest, and obviously our bodies need rest for recover, repair, and preventing injury. But I wanted to, and I'm sorry, I'm like hogging the beginning here, but you're used to it because I'm older. I wanted to kind of do a little snapshot of where we're at. So we're 5 days out. You're sick.
Mm-hmm.
I blew out my back like a rock star old man I am. This is not how we thought or hoped we would be at this point. I mean, sickness, I don't know. I mean, you're going to get over it. You're younger, and all that. So, like, yet, we're building up to this moment where it's like, you want full health on board, all this stuff like that. And even if you recover, you're still kind of, I don't know, losing something in this sickness process. Of course, hopefully you've been resting a bit.
Yeah.
So again, yeah, never thought, or this was like the perfect conversation for where we're at leading up to 5 days to Moab. So,
well, yeah, especially because I've been so bad at resting in the past, and no offense to you, but you have as well. Like, they're
you watching me rest? That's weird.
But like I had gone so gun ho into exercising. It was just like, no, I'm not gonna rest. I'm not gonna rest, and then like I'd get injured or something. Or how many times did we have mountain bike trips to where I'm like, oh yeah, I'll rest 2 days or a day before we go ride, and I hit leg day super hard, like 2 days.
Oh my gosh. You would do that and you'd be like, "Oh man, sorry, I hit my legs." I'm like, "I'm gonna cripple your legs, you jerk, for."
Well, and before I got in shape, I think I kind of used it consciously as an excuse when I wasn't riding as good with other people. Not you necessarily, but like if I took Landon out, my nephew, a couple of my friends, I would, oh, dude, I worked out 6 days this week, which was true, but I was using it as an excuse to not perform as.
See, now I know your secrets. Now I can call you out.
Yeah, there you go. See. Um, so yeah, this is something we have gotten better in the last couple years, but this one for me, I was taking very seriously. Like we've been talking about for a couple weeks, just like, okay, when are we gonna stop training? Are we gonna do nothing? Because when I do nothing, I feel like garbage. Like I'm just like, what is active rest? And that's kind of what we're gonna be diving into a little bit today, so we can perform our best.
Yeah, 100%. And actually, leading up to this, as well, I was like, okay, what does this even look like? I mean, what's scientifically proven? What's all the above, to where to get an idea. Because I mean, I did a relay race, hood to coast. Oh gosh, what is that? 5 years ago? How old's my son? 8.
With Trevin.
Yeah, with Trevin Hale. And it was, I always had heard like, hey, just the whole week before, just don't do anything, kind of thing. And so I didn't. And I remember race day, like, dude, I sucked. I mean, like, I just felt like I lost everything. And my body's like, hey, what are we doing? Running? This is weird. Even though I had trained, 6 months, or well, it was less than that. But anyways, and so, and that was my own fault for not researching. But this time around, it's like, well, two things. One, it's like, I wanted to research kind of what it's sort of saying, what's sort of recommended, all that stuff like that. And it varies for people, it varies for sport, it varies for all the different conditions. Um, but also, like, with my back issues, blowing out my back, I've been going to a chiropractor and some other things that are just really eye opening. And my doctor was just like, hey, if you're not getting this amount of sleep in general,
Mm-hmm.
you're crippling yourself. You might as well be running with one leg, kind of thing. And so, like, I've had to force myself, like, okay, 7 to 9 hours of sleep at night. And I'm not even talking about like rest before an event. I'm talking about like, because there's, yeah, exactly. I mean, but like, I've done the Miracle Morning for years. The only thing I don't like about that book and that process is they're just like, it's you don't need sleep. I operate off 4 hours sleep and I'm fine, blah blah blah. And it's just like, I don't agree with that. I don't think science agrees with that. But even if it was true, my body doesn't agree with that. So, you always tell me, Drew, listen to your body. And that's one thing that my body definitely says, like, I need more than this. And so, it's trying to force myself to do that. So,
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, listening to your body is important. Like when I was doing CrossFit more full time, I genuinely would hit 4 to 6 days a week. And if I didn't feel like I need a rest, like I can just keep going, I did 6 days a week. But I also had no problem. I'm like, okay, like no, I'm not feeling it today. Or I would go and just lift instead of doing an actual WOD. I would do other stuff because I also needed to be around good people when I was going through depression. And so I would go to the gym and just hang out with everybody and cheer them on. Or
oh, you're one of those creepers.
yeah,
I'm supporting you. Sure you are.
right, yeah. And okay, where was I going with that?
Oh, sorry, man. I told you earlier.
No, you're totally fine. I'm just my brain. I'm just so tired from with being sick.
Are you on drugs? You on NyQuil? Dayquil?
I just took some Dayquil. Yeah.
Yeah, this might get real interesting. So this might be the best episode we've ever done.
I should want to cough up a storm, and then I got caffeine over here too. I'm just what the.
You're gonna crash or you're speedy.
Uh,
But yeah, and for this purpose and for what we're talking about, I did some research. I love it when people say research. It's like I googled, you know, I researched. I went through these case studies and down at the library. I googled. And it's recommended to taper down 7 to 14 days before, and then active rest, which is what you talked about. You even mentioned yoga at some point um, a few weeks ago, but just to get that balance of rest and recovery while maintaining fitness.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, and it's gonna be interesting. With my back, I've only been able to be on the bike, which is okay. But I'm a little bit nervous about my arms, and because it's a full body workout to come down some chunky trail like we're gonna do. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and when you were talking about not resting be a disservice, um, I was reading too that like for how much we put into like protein intake, creatine for muscle growth, a huge process for muscle growth is rest, is sleeping, like full 8 hours to rejuvenate. Uh, and when you sleep longer, that's less opportunities to eat more. Like when you're trying to lose weight as well. If you're up for if you only sleep for 4 hours, then that's 4 more hours that you have to either fight cravings or
You don't have a readily bologna sandwich next to your bed?
no
Tastes good.
What's that?
Steak sandwich. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm poorer, so I go bologna.
So gross.
I don't know the last time I had bologna. I think we lived at home,
Right. Yeah.
with our parents.
Well, speaking of poor,
Oh,
okay. I've always had a problem with.
it's my screensaver.
No, I loved it. I've had a problem for years. Okay, knock it off.
Sorry. You had a problem for years.
I had a problem for years on not actually getting rest. I'd wake up tired every day. Like, I made a joke of like, I'd always wake up just like, oh, I'm so tired, like every morning. And that has lasted until a couple weeks ago. I actually found like a little cure. And so, and like I couldn't take melatonin because that would give me crazy nightmares and make me exhausted. Oh, dude. And it was like
I'm gonna spike your
serious nightmares where I'm like fighting aliens in space. And so I just wake up like dog tired mentally. And that's the thing with melatonin that some people get is crazy, crazy bad nightmares. So anyways, I played a little bit with magnesium. I want to take that supplement more because it has other benefits as well. But I was reading and someone was like, "Oh, eat 2 kiwis like an hour before bed."
No, I've heard this.
And I did that. I was like, I don't know why, because normally I'm like, oh, whatever, I don't believe these things, but I did it. And I remember waking up and I felt so great. I was like, oh, I'm so rested. And I didn't even think of it as the kiwis. I was just so puzzled. Like, I wasn't like, oh, it worked or anything like that. I was very, very puzzled. And then it took a couple days of like, oh, that's probably why. So I kept doing it and it's worked for the most part. But, there's something to, yeah. I mean, it's like 76 cents a kiwi. So,
Bologna. Hey, bologna. Okay. I mean, yeah.
favorite.
That's my. No, that's my budget.
Your standard. I didn't even see that.
I'm gonna slip some melatonin in every glass the night before.
Yeah, I mean, you're banging on the walls and you fighting demons, dude.
We used to throw a hot tub in the basement.
You're right. Yeah. Oh. Anyways, look, that's a story for another time. Past me, we were in Whistler mountain biking, and I was up late at night, and I accidentally shot bear spray off in the hot tub on the wall, and
By yourself.
by myself. Maybe he was drinking. I don't know. It was not a great time, but it's kept fun.
Enough said. Hey, you know what? I mean, that's great though. You're gauging like where you kind of were
Yeah.
to where you're at now.
Yeah.
This is amazing growth for you.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Depression wise, drinking wise, bear spray wise. I mean, huge growth.
Yeah.
So just want to put that out there.
Thank you. I appreciate
And actually, I mean, that brings up something I was dealing with because I was talking with my buddy. I got a buddy named James Stone, amazing man. He's going to be on our podcast. I don't know, 3 weeks from now or so. And I was just kind of just maybe complaining a little, but I was just like, man, I'm just not where I want to be, or was hoping to be at this time. And this is a common occurrence with like goals. I find that in this arena is just like, you're working so hard for something, you get injured, you get sick, you get whatever, and you're just are coming up to get go time, frustrated, depressed, angry, whatever the case may be. And even if you're healed in that moment or right, then it's still that lingering feeling. And James is like, bro, like let go of your reservations, you know, and your fears, and just freaking go get it. And I love that and appreciate that, because he's like, who you are, your journey, how far you've come. So bear down, push through, and freaking grind. And I love that. And why this was reminding me of that is because it's nice to have, we've talked about community in this process, and it's nice to have outside people look and go, hey, look how far you've come. We're shooting bear spray off in a basement, hot tub, drunk by yourself, and I'm not putting you down by that. It's just where you're at to where you're at now, where it's just like you've been crushing it. Yeah, you're sick. Yeah, Drew, you threw out your back. It's gonna suck, but man, like you're strong. You've developed this strength over time and desire, and just all these practices that we're gonna kill it.
Oh yeah.
And we're gonna, I mean, and for us, I mean, it's not like a marathon or something we can actually quote unquote win. So it's not like, oh, you're going to win first place. And, we're going to kill it by just having a great time, having a blast, not just surviving, but thriving. We get to be together. Dude, I love hanging out with you, especially on mountains.
We're not rushed either. Like we have a handful of days where we get to kind of chill.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna have a blast, and we're gonna rest leading up to this active rest.
Stretch.
Yeah, it's gonna be good, and I think it's very important to keep that mindset in. And on that is like part of that resting is the mental aspect as well. Like I've started resting from social media, just because, well, one, I'm really trying to set good examples for my son because he sees me on my phone, and then when it comes time that he gets a phone or wants one, he's gonna always be glued to it. I mean, he's gonna be glued to it anyways, just because that's the culture now.
Yeah.
On those kids his age, me as a parent, going, hey, cell phone free time. He's gonna be like, Dad, you're the biggest hypocrite ever.
Right.
Anyways, side note, but yeah, but another part of fasting from, we just have breaks where we put the phone in a basket and don't even go it, because it's like, no, I want to rest from social media. I want to rest from that quick, like, somebody texted me, somebody phone called me, whatever the case may be. No, let's just rest the mind. Just rest our body. Let's rest what our intake is. Yeah, just minimize the negativity and the fear, whatever the case may be, the things that creep in that we're not good enough, we're not strong enough, we're not whatever.
Yeah. Well, and I think there's a pros and cons to resting. Like, I think you can use resting as a crutch to where, okay, do I need to rest because my body needs to recover, or do I need to rest because my mind's being lazy? And I want to know.
Yes, you've mentioned before, like, I'm going to take a rest day when you shouldn't be resting. Yeah.
Yeah. But then also, I think not resting could be really bad too, because we fill ourselves with activities and time to not face
Hmm.
what our minds need to go through.
Yeah.
I mean, I did that when I first got depressed. I went to school full time, worked full time, and I was like, oh, I'm doing good things. I'm not doing the very beginning. I'm not doing drugs. I'm not drinking, but I was still pushing grief down. I was pushing depression down. I was hurting myself and doing myself a disservice by not facing it. So sometimes we need to just be in the quiet, away from our phones, away from society to just, hey, hear what God's trying to tell you what to do, or processing your own traumas, thinking about conversations you may have had with a spouse that you regretted, thinking about what other people are going through. Just not filling your brain full of junk, just resting from life.
Yeah.
Uh, and being mindful of that.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. I mean, that which brings me. I remember reading a few weeks ago, um, and I should have written down who wrote this, but scientific study has realized that like being bored can actually spark creativity, it leads to reflection, and even provide a referencing break from routine.
I love that.
Excuse me, a refreshing break from routine. I can't read and talk at the same time apparently, but which was nice and to go to, like, especially with like fasting from social media. It's like, oh my gosh, like my mind's just wandering,
Yeah.
and in this case, based off this study, it's like no, it's good because your mind is thinking for itself. It's refreshing itself. It's processing things properly.
Mhm.
You have time and energy to actually process, what you've intook, good and bad, probably. And so that helps me in my pursuit of like, resting, even from social media. I know guys that will, they'll go on a fast and a fast from their phones,
Mhm.
for hours on end, even a day or two, kind of thing. And I think they're better off because of it, but I can only imagine they would be. Um, And I think that rest is one of those things that's getting pushed further out, further out, further out because it's not those dopamine hits, and you know it's hard to do.
Oh, it's a drug. I fall into it all the time. Like if my phone's charging, I'm watching TV or something. I'm like, oh, to be on my phone, like doing multiple things at once now, like two screens at once, or even at work. I have two monitors. I'll have mountain bike videos up while I'm working.
Well, if your boss isn't listening to this,
Oh, they don't care. As long as they get their work done, they don't care.
but no, you're absolutely right. Like there's nights where my wife and we've had long days and stuff like that, and we're watching a movie, but we're both on our phones and scrolling, and every once in a while we kind of look up and be like, "What are we doing?"
Yeah.
Like, dear Lord, I'm glad that it's getting nicer weather because usually in the summertime we've got a bonfire that we'll go outside and sit next to, and we may not even talk, but it's just
Still
you
being
know,
outside.
yeah, relaxing outside, and yeah,
Well, that's why I'm stoked with summer coming because most of my training nights are going to be mountain biking after work with Haley or stand up paddleboarding on the lake because the sun will go down at like 9 o'clock. And it's like, dude, hey, all right, 5 hours after work to let's go do something fun. And so I'm
right.
extremely excited for that side.
Yeah,
But, so active resting this week.
yeah. What's your thought? What are you gonna do?
Well, I definitely want to stretch every day, and I need to get back hydrated. Like I'm trying to
Dude,
hydrate.
I have that down my notes. Yeah.
Like I got electrolytes here and bringing electrolytes. So I'm gonna try and stretch. I'm going not try. I'm going to stretch every day. I'm gonna do some yoga because I've in my experience, whenever I put some of my muscles under pressure, like for a little periods of time, like they're just ready to go. They're more active, and that's what I've been kind of looking for. To where Saturday morning, Moab, we're ready to go. We're not. Oh, let's oil the gears, and get moving.
Oh, no, sorry, man. That's me. That will be me. I mean, it's just that's my normal operating, mode is just like, oh, I'm moving, like Tin Man trying to walk.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't want that. So I'm. I'm
I'll be that one. There you go.
we'll do a before and after, year before and after movement.
I don't know what that means, but yeah.
Still, it's the Dayquil. So, well, I've been walking every day too, without a ruck vest. That's been really nice. Also, just for fat loss. I want to do some short sprints too, but nothing that's gonna potentially injure me. I'm not gonna go mountain bike. I thought about going mountain biking, but I'm not gonna go mountain biking.
That's it. So short sprints, is that what you said?
Yeah,
Yeah. See, I was thinking of maybe a 2 mile run, which I run really slow. That tends to really help my biking. I don't know. I'll probably do that tomorrow, and that be it. For that kind of more abrupt or rigorous workouts. I'm sorry, running 2 miles is still pretty. It's not hard for me, but it's just, yeah. But definitely I'm hydrating like crazy. I've even started that. I've already started the high altitude pills. Have you gotten yours in yet?
I never got. I forgot to buy them.
I'll be fine. This is gonna suck. This is gonna suck.
Stop it.
No, dude. So I rode in Moab, or I rode in Salt Lake City before and died. My lungs were burning, and that was when I was in shape.
No, I know, but
And that's a lot lower.
when we rode Donnyville, you were dying, and I was totally fine. We were at 9,000 feet.
I was dying.
You at the beginning, you're like, dude, I cannot breathe at the beginning of Donnyville, and I was like, really? I feel fine. And then
That's 9,000 feet.
I know, but I'll be fine. Because also too, we're gonna get to Salt Lake City. That's 4,000 something feet. That time to acclimate, and then so we'll be okay. Don't worry.
I'll be okay.
Yeah, you will.
Is this gonna be a flat tire scenario?
Nope. Stop it. Stop throwing things out there.
Don't hold me back, bro.
I don't know.
I'm gunning.
I can maybe see if I can next day prime it and at least get some in me. Love you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, training was awesome.
What if I outperform you?
Well, I'm wondering what your miracle drug is.
Me too.
Dayquil.
The Holy Spirit.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. All right. Well, there's
So mad at me. I'm sorry.
I'm not mad. I'm just not happy.
Wait.
I'm not mad. Just something we've been prepping for a while. We've talked about high altitude stuff. And I mean, maybe it is that, some people are more fine than others, and you're younger, obviously, than I am and stuff like that. But do we want to chance that on something we've worked so hard for? Anyways, I'll stop there until we get there, and then I'll continue.
I hear you. Anyway, I'm so glad you started taking the elevation pills, dude. It's great.
Because I wanted to be prepared.
I can't wait to see how it works on you and how it doesn't work or how it works. This will be proof that it works,
Oh my gosh.
You're welcome, Mountain Oaks.
Oh, hey, you know what's cool? And I'm gonna do a Mountain Ops shout out. Mountain Ops is a supplement company out of Utah that I think we're gonna try and go there. So in the process of my back issues, talking with my doc there and nutrition. Well, she's a neurologist as well. But she was talking about intake and we were talking about my workout programs and stuff like that. And she's like, what supplements and stuff do you take, or do you take any? And I was like, yes. And she's like, okay, there's a lot of garbage out there and fillers and process and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, would you want to bring it in and we can go through and see if these are really good or not for you in your body and all that stuff like that. And so I was a little apprehensive because I'm like, okay, I know this company really tries to be clean and as pure as possible, blah blah blah. And don't tell me I can't take this company I love and enjoyed. Um, and so she took it, did her little, I don't know, small tests or whatever they are. And she's like, "Wow, this is a really good company. Like what they say it is, it is. The type of what's in it, our bodies need and stuff like that." I mean, she was actually really stoked on the hydration, um, the Mountain Ops hydrate, because she's like, there's not a lot of good hydrate things out there that don't have a lot of fillers and sugar. But and on top of that, you'll find a good one, but then they stop making it or they go out of business, something like that. So I think I sold her on a Mountain Ops brand.
Sweet.
So shout out to you guys. Appreciate you guys. Go Mountain Ops.
We'll see if the elevation pills work.
They do. Split.
We're just trying to do a study group or a
Case study.
case study. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we'll probably still be equal because although I will be able to breathe and you won't, I won't have my back. I'll be struggling my back and you won't. So it might equal us out a little bit more. So if anything, it'll be better.
There we go. Is there other things you're gonna do this week? So you said running, resting.
No, I'm definitely doing the stretching. I've already started the stretching. I'm drinking a ton of water. I'm using the restroom like crazy. Which I mean, I like drinking a ton of water, but especially when I travel, I hate it because like I'm not gonna drink that much on an airplane. Like, I'm sorry, I got to get up again. My little bladder can't handle this 2-hour flight. Although I bumped myself up to first class going to Utah. It's like I'm using my points.
Your baloney.
Yeah, my baloney budget. I'm like, no, I had points, and I'm like, I'm booking myself to first class just to chill and.
I'm like a step below economy.
You're with the chickens in the back.
Right. Dude, I haven't flown in like 10 years.
Oh man, hey, that high altitude is gonna kill you.
Should have taken the pills, damn it. I know.
Oh my gosh.
It's gonna be interesting.
Wait, you haven't flown in 10 years?
Really? Yeah.
Huh?
Pretty much. Yeah, 2017 was the last time I flew.
Well, thankfully, it's only like 2 hours, 2.5. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it'll be fine. I'm not really worried about flying.
Dude, seriously,
Interesting.
in my old age, I'm getting so sketched on flying. Oh, I hate it. I absolutely like. No, I mean like I hate that I get spooked.
Right.
But as soon as turbulence hits, I'm just like, okay, we're going down. This is it, honey. See you later. I love you. Life was good.
You didn't call me.
Well, I was talking to you, honey.
Oh, perfect.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, back to what we were saying. Yeah, stretching, water. There were things in my diet that I've identified that aren't the best for me. Some certain grains and stuff like that. So I've been switching on my food a bit. You and I need to talk about like how we're gonna fuel ourselves.
Yeah, I found some decent places to eat there. So,
well, no, I mean just like during especially the morning of and during. Like those aren't my strong suits. But so when I mountain bike, tough thing is like I've always had gut issues and they've been a lot better these last few years, but still I found like, man, certain things, just whether it be the adrenaline of where we're going and what we're doing, like my stomach just starts turning and it's like, okay, I need a bathroom close by, or even just a normal morning whatever. And I, you don't want that when mountain biking kind of thing. And so like I found a routine of like, I'll grab a Cliff Bar,
Mhm.
and I'll grab the little mini Hostess donuts,
Oh, sweet.
and then drink it with a Gatorade. And it's just like, talk about sugar bomb and all stuff like that, but it doesn't mess with my stomach. And I'm just like, I know this is not good for me. I know it's the short term burn fuel. And so I don't, and which usually works on the shorter trails we're on, but here we are going on 28 miles, and there's not a 7-Eleven nearby on the trails. So yeah, so I really need to research in between now and then, like what's gonna be proper fuel, not mess with my stomach, and be able to be in my pack and blah blah blah.
Yeah, yeah. I plan on bringing lots of food. I figured we'd have a decent break in the middle with good eating. Um, uh, One thing I want to hit on too with rest is the things that affect your rest. Because we talk about phones and screen time and like I don't think we said it, but turning off your phones and screens at a certain point at night, which I do not do, but I should do. Um, but alcohol is like garbage for your sleep. I wear this wearable here. I'll say the name if they want to pay me for it, but
So like a hostage negotiation.
yeah, right.
I will say your name.
Anyways, and it tracks my sleep and it'll give me a certain percentage on my recovery from the workouts I did before that day. It'll tell me, hey, try to get to sleep by this point so that if you wake up when you want to wake up, you'll be at this percentage. And normally I'll be in the green. If I have one drink or a lot of drinks, it'll be at like 14%. Like big red, like your recovery is just terrible. Cause like, yeah, you're sleeping. And a lot of people use alcohol as a method to fall asleep. Like, and yeah, it numbs you, but your sleep quality in the night is garbage. Like absolutely terrible. Um, so that is besides the calorie intake, besides, it ruining your family, uh, also ruining your sleep. Like it's just not good and budget and money and it's wild. And I like drinking. Like I love IPAs. I love beers. It's just like I look at alcohol and I'm like, dude, this is ruining society. Like, holy crap. Um, but it's legal, so it's all good.
Yeah, must be all right.
Yeah.
No, I've tapered back quite a bit from drinking, just because I don't know, I don't need it. Like, I love it, don't get me wrong, I love a good beer, but it's funny though, because like, I'll have a beer, um, and usually I'm just one and done, I'll have a beer, and it's just like, "Wow, that did nothing for me." Like, I mean, I love the taste, maybe I love a little bit of a buzz, but for the most part, afterwards, I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, I'm bloated and bloated be right? Bloated, sluggish." And it's just not worth it. It's that risk versus reward, kind of thing where, this is not doing anything for me. Um, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's another reason I like working out at night because after work, that's when I would like to go drink or,
Good.
and so I was just like, no, I'm going to go to the gym. And usually I would get such a great boost from exercising that I would be like, oh, I feel great. I don't need this to
That's why I work out in the morning.
because you drink in the morning.
I shouldn't laugh at that.
Hey, you laugh because I've been there. Like,
Bad joke. Oh, buddy. I have not, thankfully, but yeah.
good.
Um, but yeah. So cool. I think we're coming up to the end here.
Yep.
It's the end of the next podcast, next episode's gonna be in Moab.
Yep.
And like we've said before, we're gonna film before it, and then we're gonna film after it and see where we're at. Might be from a hospital bed. Just joking. uh we might hate each other. I don't know. I mean, like
I love you, dude. I hate you.
right now. I mean, I'm gonna give you so much grief about high altitude kills if you are struggling.
I know you are. I absolutely know you.
Don't mess with my fun, bro. Don't mess with my fun.
Yeah.
So, so it might be make for an interesting podcast. I don't know, but no, it'll be fun. Even in the banter, it's fun. You're good to banter with.
I forget about it.
I mean, I cry every once in a while, but
Oh, I mean, I can get mean.
Oh, I know you can actually, and I appreciate your reserve.
Because I'm a tender feel. I can get honest and real.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm okay with honest and real, but
But there's a point where it doesn't have to be said, And I don't mean with you. I just mean in general with everybody. Like, I'm a very nice guy.
damn it, just ask, but don't ask this person.
So yeah, we're gonna be in Moab in a few days, and it's gonna be a really fun trip. It's gonna be great. And hey bro, we're doing it.
Yeah,
we're doing what we said we were gonna do, and that's really big.
And I really hope that anybody listening, if there are any listeners, that they get to a point where they follow their own journey. Hopefully, we can follow along with them if they allow it. And get to this point where it's just like, wow, this is something we've dreamt of. This is something we wanted to do, and we're really doing it. Doesn't matter. Just like my buddy James said, just let go of your reservations. Just do it. And like this feeling of like, oh man, all this work, all these months of prepping, all these months of. I lost you. Yeah. What happened?
My alarm went off.
Oh, make sure you silence your phone so that it doesn't mess up the recording.
I did too. Oh, I'm so mad right now. It's not you, but it's at my phone.
You can be mad at me. I was saying great stuff, and you just had to mess it up with your technology. Anyways, we hope you're encouraged by this. We hope you're at a point and get to a point where you can experience this for yourself of being able to set out a goal, and it doesn't matter if you're limping through or whatever the case may be, sick or whatever. Just go do it and see how far you can get, whatever the case may be, because this is what fuels the soul. This is what our brains want and need. This is what our bodies were meant for, for these challenges. And that's a whole nother episode, but yeah, thanks for being along this brother's journey. And also, in one of those episodes, we'll announce our next countdown to the next 90-ish days.
Next things we want to work on. Exactly. Because it never ends in a good way. It's not a never-ending fight, because it can be very easily thought as like, oh, I gotta work on something else. It's like, no, like you get a drive to where, oh, I want to work on something else. I want to accomplish this. I want to do this. You build that drive within yourself to get stuff done. And you and I have always had that drive, but we did not have the follow through. And now this is the steps we took to follow through with that.
Yeah. Well, and I honestly didn't understand it's about the journey.
Mm-hmm.
I was always thinking end goal, like, oh, I accomplished this and then on to the next. But man, it's so much about the journey. And then, like you say, like, once we tackle Moab and do it, we're going to celebrate. We're not going to just move on. We're going to celebrate and just revel, whatever. Sure, the beauty of it, the process, the journey, all that stuff like that. So anyways, glad you're along. Glad you're along.
You too, bro.
Glad you are where you're at, from where you were to where you're at.
You too.
Appreciate your journey. And let's own this.
Yep, we got this, bro. We'll see you in Moab.
See you next time.
All right.
Yes, we will. That got me excited.
Oh, stoked.